Thank you. Keep the applause down. I do have a show to do here. Hello, and welcome to This Week in Retrospect. You're watching episode 9. This is where I go over what I've been listening to, watching, thinking about during the week. But I always like to start out with vinyl because I'm part of the vinyl community and that's my main priority. I got 2 reissues this week and they're both exciting. The first one is the Doors debut album from 1967. It's one of my favorite Doors albums. It comes in this nice Electra packaging for the inner sleeve, and then that's the label. For you label freaks out there, I know you're out there. I call it my trinity of favorite Doors albums are the debut album, Morrison Hotel, and L.A. Woman. Those are my absolute favorite Doors albums. I didn't get into Doors till later in my life. I was in high school when a book came out, I think by Daniel Sugarman, called No One Here Gets Out Alive. I read that book. I took an interest in Jim Morrison and then took an interest in the music. And I've always been a Doors fan on and off. During my earlier years, I loved the Doors. I couldn't get enough of them. As I got older, they kind of fell out of my ranking, but I've still always admired them. I always get excited when I hear their songs on the radio. And this is just a fantastic debut album. There's the song track. And most of these songs are just excellent. Break On Through, Soul Kitchen may be my favorite Doors song. Soul Kitchen and Peace Frog are probably my favorite. The Crystal Ship, 20th Century Fox, kind of a goofy song, but I hated that song early on, but now I appreciate it for the goofiness it is. They do a version of Alabama song, the Whiskey Bar song. Light My Fire, of course, is on here, their big hit. Then they do the Willie Dixon, Backdoor Man, I Looked at You, End of the Night, love that one. Take It As It Comes, okay. And then the epic The End, 11 minutes and 35 seconds. This was just a revolutionary record for me. Took lyrics and music in a new direction, and I just love that kind of weird, mystical vibe that Morrison and his pals gave off with their music. And I was excited to get this reissue, as that is one of the albums I gave away in the 1990s. The second reissue I got was David Bowie's The Man Who Sold the World. Now, I still have this on vinyl. This is my older version that I got when I was probably in high school. And it's okay, it's just been played a lot. But what I like about this one that I have, my earlier version, is it came with the lyrics. One thing I don't like when they reissue albums is if they take something away. I don't mind them adding stuff, but there's no lyrics in here. Oh, I'll show you the Bowie label for you label freaks out there. Anyway, that's the label. This album was never one of my top playing albums. I didn't dislike it. It's just for Bowie records, it's not one I ever played a lot. I was excited to get this reissue. I like it more than I remember. It's still not going to be an album I listen to a lot. It has some notable things on here. For example, Mick Ronson. It's the first time Mick Ronson shows up on an album, and of course he would become a big player later on in Bowie's career, especially with the Spiders from Mars. The song list, a little difficult to see on this version, But the song list includes The Width of a Circle. It's an 8-minute song. I really do like it. One of my favorite tracks on here. All the Madmen, Black Country Rock, and After All. That The Width of a Circle has, it almost sounds like prog rock. Most of this is a lot harder than his previous album, Space Oddity. It doesn't have that kind of acoustic vibe to it. It's a lot more electric. Mick Ronson being part of that obviously is one of the reasons. Side 2 is Running Gun Blues, Savior Machine, She Shook Me Cold. And honestly, those 3 songs, none of them actually are songs that really grab me and make me want to play them over and over again. But the last 2 are songs that I really do like. The Man Who Sold the World, of course, and The Superman. So I was glad to get this record. I love the In Drag cover too, so I'm excited to have it. I played it a couple times. Again, it's not one of my favorite Bowie albums, but it is one I will play from time to time. A regular feature on my weekend retrospectives is my shout outs to some vinyl channels that have entertained me over the week. And I have 2 I want to shout out today. First, Mike from MGK Boston, who the next video we see, I imagine, will be coming from Buffalo. That's right, Mike is moving from Boston to Buffalo, a revolutionary move on his part. Check out his videos to get his updates. But just a fun guy, always has fun things to talk about, lots of records, is always supporting his fellow VC members. And I just really like his channel. So if you haven't subbed to Mike, I imagine you probably already have. But if you haven't, why don't you go on over and check him out and give him a sub if you like. Both of my shout-outs will be linked below. The second one is a guy I've spoke about before, but he is so generous and so supportive, especially of this weekend retrospective format. I wanted to shout out Ed at On My Turntable. I'll link to him below, of course, and check him out. Just an all-around great guy, very friendly, kind person, interesting records. He has a similar enough taste to where we bond on that level, but he also has interesting records and bands I've not heard about, and that's interesting to me too. So go ahead and check out Ed, and if you like, sub him up. Both great guys, Mike and Ed, and thanks for supporting these VC channels. In a lot of my recent weekend retrospective videos, I've been talking about literature, books, magazines, even comics. But this week I want to talk about an artist that has really made an impact in my life. Some of you know from previous videos that I took up painting in college, and I've painted on and off throughout the years. And there is an artist by the name of Marc Chagall that really inspired me. He was born in 1887, I believe, and died in 1985. But just an incredible artist. I was in an art history 3 class. We're going over modern artists, and Marc Chagall would probably be considered an early modernist, but to me he defies all categorization. Yeah, I think I said that right. So I think he defies all pigeonholes. I think he covers a broad spectrum, but he inspired me to paint, and some of the things he did that just caught me in my art history 3 class was just his use of color. I just loved his use of color. I love the dreamy quality of it. I love that it's so obvious what he's passionate about in his paintings. His first wife, Bella, it just is in a lot of these paintings, and as a bride or just as a character, and you can tell how much he loves this woman. He comes from a very devout Jewish community, a small community in Russia, spent a lot of time in France also, saw both world wars, just an incredible guy, lived through so much. And basically what I think that just really got me, besides what I've mentioned before, was there was just a kind of a sentimental reminiscence about his paintings that just really touched me, and I thought, I think I would like to do something like that as a painter. I absolutely never ever even got close, but he really did inspire me and still inspires me today. When people ask me about my favorite artists, I always say Marc Chagall. There are lots of artists I have come across that I like a lot, and really it's like saying your favorite band. It kind of depends on the day, but Marc Chagall, like the Beatles, is usually the name that comes out of my mouth. I initially thought I would do this as kind of an art history thing, talk about his early life, show paintings, talk about his marriage to Bella, show paintings with his Jewish heritage, on and on and on. But I decided that would be tedious, a little difficult for me, and I want to make this video more fun than educational. And so what I decided to do instead is make a little slideshow of some of the paintings that really grabbed my attention early on, and then things that have also grabbed my attention later in my life too. So it's all here. Let's roll the tape. Now we're part of the video where I review my week, and I always start with Sunday. So Sunday was a dull day. Let's face it, Sunday was a dull day. I did my weekly chores like laundry, dishes, that kind of stuff. I miss my daughter Luxie a lot on Sunday. That's her there. She lives in Los Angeles. She's coming back for her birthday in early October. Hooray! But most of Sunday, after my chores, I spent laying on the couch and looking at the ceiling fan. Monday had a melancholy feel to it, not just because it was Monday, but because when I got home from work, I got on YouTube to watch some of my favorite vinyl community channels, and the French Vinyl Addict had a video up, and it was the first I'd heard that Steve from All the World's a Stage had shut down his page.
Hey, hello everyone, French Vinyl Addict on another special video today. Yeah, it is a special video. This one is a tribute or an homage to Steve's All the World's a Stage channel. Yeah, you probably have noticed he decided to shut off his channel for some personal reasons that we totally respect, and yeah, we understand. But yeah, we already miss our friend Steve.
That video is no longer up, as Steve had requested the French Vinyl Addict to take it down. I hope Steve doesn't mind that I say a few words about him, but Steve was one of the very first people on YouTube to reach out to me and make me feel part of the vinyl community. He thanked me when I commented on his weekly show, Vinyl Confessions. He always encouraged me, wrote something nice on my videos, even when he wasn't interested in what I was talking about. Just an incredibly supportive guy. Everybody knew him as, or still knows him as, a very generous person. He was the first person who ever sent me any VCLT, the Vinyl Community Love Train. He sent me a mug. He sent me some CDs. He even sent gifts to my dog on my dog's birthday. So this guy is beyond generous. The final Sunday confession is actually today. The day this video posts, Trevor and Marcia P will be hosting the final Sunday Vinyl Confessions, and I encourage you to tune in. We'll probably get some more answers there. He shut down his page for personal reasons. I did notice on Jack from the Vinyl Martini that he said that it was because his YouTube channel was hacked, and this has been the second time, so I think he just took it down. But we'll probably get more answers on Vinyl Confessions tonight. That will be hosted on Trevor's Flat, Round, and Spun channel, and he'll have Marcia P on for that. Tuesday, nothing much happened, except I had a near-death experience. That's right, I went over to my niece's Lily's house. I think I was dropping off some food or something, and minutes, maybe seconds after I left her house, there was an incredible accident right where I was parked. So I'll put some photos up as I'm talking, but Lily took some photos for me to show me how I nearly escaped death. Nobody was hurt. She did also send me some footage of them. The car was flipped upside down. She did send some footage of the car being flipped back over. It's pretty dramatic, but remember, nobody was hurt. And let's take a look.
Here it goes. It's about to drop.
Wednesday. What can I tell you about Wednesday? It was an unproductive day, but I did have some tater tots. One for you. One for me. Thursday. Nothing I want to talk about Thursday. Friday is movie night. This is the day that I go over to my niece's house and we watch a movie. This Friday also happened to be her mom Kolby's birthday, and Kolby has been a dear friend of mine for years now, and so I want to wish Kolby a happy birthday in this video also. But let's get back to Bride of Chucky. So Lily had seen Bride of Chucky before, and I'd seen parts of it. I'm a big Jennifer Tilly fan, so I have looked up Jennifer Tilly's parts in that movie several times, but I've never seen the movie straight through. Let me tell you what Wikipedia has to say about Bride of Chucky. Bride of Chucky is a 1998 American black comedy slasher film, written by Don Mancini and directed by Ronnie Yu. The fourth installment in the Child's Play franchise. It stars Jennifer Tilly, Brad Dourif as the voice of Chucky, John Ritter, Katherine Heigl, and Nick Stabile. Unlike the first three films, Bride of Chucky takes a markedly humorous turn towards self-referential parody. It also departs from the Andy Barclay storyline of the first three films, focusing mainly on series villain Chucky and his former lover and accomplice Tiffany, whose soul is also transferred into a doll. I'm not going to review this film in a traditional way. You either like that Child's Play franchise or you don't. But the reason I was interested in this film is because of one thing, or one person I should say, Jennifer Tilly. And that brings us to Saturday. And Saturday, I don't have any video footage for you. I did go out to lunch with my niece, Lily. I was really tired from the day before, and I spent a lot of that day napping. So not every day is as exciting as you might think for Mark Morris. I know you think I'm out signing autographs, meeting crowds, going to conferences and stuff, but I just pretty much napped on Saturday. So thank you for watching. That ends this episode, and I'll see you next week.
Understand, but yeah, we already miss our friend Steve.